All right, welcome to the very first episode of season 3 of the second half draft show, brought to you by Couch Potato General Manager. I'm your host, Juice, joined by Headley and Drew, and we got college football. College football started a week ago, but officially, week 1 begins this week. Obviously, there have been a number of games played last night. Got a chance to see Shador, Travis Hunter put on a show against North Dakota State. That was good competition out the gate. Drew, we got our matchup, UF Miami, tomorrow at noon. We got the game of the week. Got the game of the week at noon.
High noon.
Yeah, man. Clemson and Georgia, high noon, right out the gate. So really exciting first week of college football. And of course, here at Couch Potato General Manager, our eye is always on the NFL draft. So this is obviously a big part of the process. The beginning of the season, we're going to see how those players progressed from last season to this season. Who are the newcomers? Who are the guys that make a mark and find their way onto our radar as it relates to the 2025 NFL draft? So before we get into week 1, we got to talk about it, Headley. We're going to start right here. We're going to start with the matchup in Dublin, FSU, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech comes away with the big win. What say you, Headley? What happened?
Man, them boys got beat up. They got beat up in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. It just, DJU, I guess we missed Jordan Travis also. Jordan Travis could get us out of a bad play. He pushed the ball downfield a little bit better than DJU. It seems like DJU didn't want to throw the ball down the field until like late in the fourth quarter, that last drive when he was kind of converting those fourth downs. But before that, it was dink and dunk for him, man. It was just, not what Jordan Travis gave to us the previous, 3-4 years before that. The run game, I thought the Florida State, owned the trenches a little bit, run the football, stop the run, but it was complete opposite. They couldn't run the football with the new transfer, Roydell Williams. And then the defensive line, that's who I'm, most like ashamed of right now, man. Disappointed, bro. It's just, they came in with high hopes, and I know it wasn't going to be as good as the Jared Burrs, Braden Fist, that defensive line, but we had some names out there. You got your boy Patrick Payton. This guy, man, Patrick Payton, he's no longer a first-round player. He's a day 2, and if he continues to play like this, he's probably going to fall into day 3, man, because he didn't look good. He didn't look good. Like, what we liked about him was run defense, and that was the poorest part of his game, man, defending the run. He just didn't seem like he wanted to make the play. It was certain plays he came off the edge unblocked. You got to make that play. You unblocked, you got to make that play. And he didn't make the play. The Darnell Washington, like, he's supposed to be a guy from the Miami transfer. He missed all of last season.
You mean Jackson?
Darnell Jackson.
Yeah.
Darnell Jackson, like, last time I saw him, we was getting gashed against Georgia. And it seems like more of the same this last weekend against Georgia Tech. They're just running the football down our throats. So, yeah, the defensive line, I thought that was the most disappointing thing. DJU, he's going to be DJU. I didn't expect much from him, but I did expect us to run the ball better and defend the run better. It didn't happen, man. So, that's a loss.
Look at Drew's face.
We was in Dublin. I don't know why they started the season in Dublin, bro. I don't
They're trying to spread the. They're trying to spread the.
Grow the sport.
Nah, not us.
Okay.
Listen,
y'all didn't lose because you went to Dublin, bro. Let's be real. Y'all boys got punched in the mouth early and often. I don't know. I listened to a lot of different podcasts, and I heard somebody say, forget who it was, but they were saying that Florida State had the best defensive line in the country.
Nah, they ain't look at Ohio State defensive line, man.
Listen,
Georgia.
Listen, I said what?
There's better defensive lines in the ACC, bro.
I agree. I agree.
So there might be 2 better defensive lines in the ACC than FSU's, bro. I don't mean to step on your analysis.
No, straight.
I just gotta say it. Headley gonna call me a hater. That's fine. I told y'all, bro. Patrick Payton got to show me, bro.
Yeah.
Like you said, you saw his ability last year in terms of holding up against the run. You saw some flashes here and there, but the main thing was you didn't make enough play. Even last year, you didn't make enough plays opposite Jared Verse. When Fisk and Verse were demanding all that attention, when teams were obviously game planning for Jared Verse, you still ain't make enough plays, bro. And the thing is that he held FSU ransom. He was about to clear it. He was like, I'm going to clear it unless you up the NIL. They capitulated. And I just don't see the motor. The motor don't run hot enough for me. It doesn't, right? You can live with the fact that he needs to improve upon his pass rush skill set. But like I said, the one thing that he was supposed to be able to fall back on was his physicality, the way he sets a physical edge, makes plays in the running game, right? Chase things down, use that length. He seemed disinterested. People are going to talk about jet lag, this, that, and the other, but it's just I set consistency aside. I don't see the motor with Patrick Payton, bro. That's a huge red flag, right? We generally don't want to give guys too much credit. We don't want to overestimate their ability because they play with their hair on fire. They may not necessarily have the tools or the skill set to really produce at the next level. But bro, if you just kind of 75%ing it, that's the way it appeared to me, right? Like Headley said it. There were times where you were unblocked. You got to make that play. What you doing? What are you doing? They're leaving you unblocked like you're just a guy, bro. Yep. A lowercase GUI, bro. You know what I'm saying? Headley said, first of all, he's not a first rounder guy. If this guy don't
play his game, he ain't no first round guy.
It's not even close, bro.
Nah.
It's not even close.
I never understood it, bro. I never understood it. Other than the fact that he has the frame that could develop into, kind of a prototypical 4-3 edge. I never understood why the prognosticators were so high on him, bro. Now, certainly, if he takes a good look at himself in the mirror here, puts it together over the course of the regular season, he can rehabilitate his draft stock. But I'm with you, Headley, bro. And like I said, the thing is that I never understood why folks were so high on him. I never understood it. Didn't make sense to me.
I told you what it was, bro. He's coming from that school of FSU edge rushers, right? So you have a little bit of that clout that you can piggyback off, that you can ride into a first round pick. Unfortunately, there's no one else really on the other side. I mean, we could talk about Marvin Jones Jr. He didn't show up.
He played better than
he did. I'll give you that. But he was also on the back of a milk carton. Yeah. Okay, that entire defensive line was on the back of a milk carton. Georgia was the leading, if I'm not mistaken, they were the leading rushing team in the league in like 10 categories. Georgia Tech. In like 10 categories, bro. And I say that sarcastically, but there were categories that mattered in terms of the rushing game that they led in, and it was like Florida State didn't know it. It was strange, right? And I'm watching.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something. Darryl Jackson was part of that team that got that drubbing down in Miami a couple seasons ago, bro.
Okay.
I don't think
indictment.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. He's a gifted athlete, but I haven't seen it, bro.
Yeah. And I watched him one time last season. The only game he played in, that Georgia 63-3, and they ran at will. He got pushed around, and I was like, okay, he didn't play all season. Maybe just, a little rust in him, bro. But he came out this season and also, bro, he's not it, bro. He's not it.
Cheeks.
Yeah.
It was Cheeks last Saturday. It really was.
And there's no excuse for it, bro. Like, and I'm watching Peyton, and I'm like, okay, like you were saying, either he was unblocked or he was able to beat his guy, but he couldn't get down the line to make the play. And I'm like, bro, dive. Throw an arm out there. Throw a leg. Do something, bro. Slow the running back down. Nope. Running back just kind of weaves his way through, makes it up. And it was multiple times, bro. Like, that's supposed to be your bread and butter. You're a power edge, and we're looking for you to be this. We're looking for you to improve in terms of your pass rush skill set. And it was nothing, bro. So that was pretty disappointing in terms of the defense. And then talking about DJU, I think D-Kit's right, bro. He is who we thought he was, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, all of this is the first game. So things could change, right? You're not out of it. Unfortunately, it was an ACC loss, but you're not out of it, whatever. But I thought in the first half, I actually thought he was okay. He was okay in the first half. I thought his receivers weren't helping him, and I thought his offensive line wasn't helping him. Okay, and then when his offensive lines did help him, he didn't necessarily throw the ball accurately, right? But in the second half is what I thought. Okay, this is on him. Like, this is his fault. And I think some of the play calling, I think it was a combination of a bunch of different things. It seemed like they didn't really trust him to go down the football field. Like, it was strange. It was really, really strange. They were talking about, I think it was during the game or pregame, they were talking about how, he had DJU come in and they had discussed talking about, what kind of plays do you like, this, that, and the other. You're thinking, okay, they're kind of getting themselves on the same page. We're going to run the plays that DJ likes, but everything was like a bubble screen, a screen pass, or wasn't really anything past like 6 yards. Like, that's not college football, bro. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? This isn't old school Big Ten football. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Let's get the football down the field. Challenge the defense of Georgia Tech, which was terrible last year. You didn't even challenge them. That's crazy, right? So, and DJ is one of those guys we talked about where the longer a game goes on and the longer you have to put it on his shoulders is the worse he gets, bro. And at a certain point, like, we need you to do a little bit more. And he just, he couldn't handle it, bro. And so, you get what you get.
It's a tough one for me because I'm trying to figure out how to assess culpability to player and coach, right? I expected more from Norvell, but if you don't have the horses, I mean, that's also on Norvell, right? It's recruiting at the collegiate level, but Norvell has a track record of scheming things up, of putting players in position to be successful, right? Of making those halftime adjustments. I fully expected FSU to make that halftime adjustment, right? And it never truly came. Outside of that one drive where, again, DJU converted a couple fourth downs, whatever the case may be, you just didn't see it. And there seemed to be a complete lack of trust, faith, whatever the case may be, in terms of pushing the football down the field. There was one play I recall where they dialed up a shot, and it was there, and it wasn't an accurate throw. And I don't know if that was just kind of the nail in the coffin as it relates to Norvell's confidence in terms of being able to push the football down the field. Right, as Drew, you mentioned it wasn't just poor or lackluster quarterback play. Receivers didn't really show up. They don't have a go-to guy in the passing game.
No, that's huge, bro. That's huge.
That's the weakness right now for Florida State. I expected them to run the football. If they're not going to be able to run the football this season, this is not going to be their only loss because, like you said, the guys outside they don't have a guy. Hakeem Williams might be the guy. He didn't play this last game, so he's a guy that could probably stretch the field for DJU because we got to take shots. If we're not taking shots down the field, it's going to be what? Heavy boxes. They're loading up against the run. And if they shut
everybody's sitting on their heels. Everybody's getting ready to drive on, your hitch, your 5-yard hitch. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to push guys back. You got to be able to threaten them over the top. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day for your offense. We've talked a lot about FSU, but I do want to talk about Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? Haynes King, is a player that obviously put up a lot of numbers. There was a lot of turnovers last year, but he put up some big numbers. He's kind of the forgotten guy among this quarterback class. I want to get your thoughts on his performance and, a few other Georgia Tech players as you saw it.
Yeah, I thought he played well. I thought he held up. He got through his progressions. When it wasn't there, he used his legs quite a bit to kind of extend plays or take off and get the first down. He kind of understood the assignment. I think the idea for Georgia Tech is to win through the run game, but when they need their quarterback to show up, you know what I'm saying, in terms of getting the ball to their playmakers, he did that, right? But I thought he was solid. He's a guy I'm going to put on the list in terms of the quarterbacks to start looking at and seeing if he takes that next step. But I thought he played well. Let me pull the roster real quick. Just want to go through it real quick.
I thought the guy I'm going to be checking out next couple of weeks is I'm talking about the running back.
Oh, the running back.
Yeah, I knew he was going to go there.
Side of the ball. Yeah.
Jamal Haynes.
Yeah. Catch the ball at the backfield, got some wiggle, got some vision to him. Elusive in the open field. So I'm going to keep my eyes on him. Which edge you talking about, Juice? Number 9?
Yeah.
Romello Height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, transfer from USC, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he was at Auburn.
Yeah, he was well. you know, he doesn't have a lot of counting stat from the game, but he made a difference, right? What you were kind of expecting from Patrick Payton in terms of blowing things up, making it difficult, disruptive, making plays, chasing things down. Height was a difference maker. He looked like the best defensive lineman in that particular game. You know what I mean? And he's a guy that, you know, again, with the transfer, you're always, you know, wondering, you know, whether or not, especially after the season Trojans had defensively, nobody really made a significant mark, but he definitely showed up big time, right? And again, didn't necessarily have the counting stats, but you could see him have an impact on the game virtually on every possession. You know what I mean? Whether it be
He's
defending the run, whether it be you know, getting after the passer. When he was unblocked, he made the play. He saved a couple of instances where FSU might have popped something. You know what I mean? But there was an individual play that allowed him, or rather he allowed Georgia Tech to get off the field. So definitely a player that I'm going to continue to keep my eyes on as the season progresses. Yeah, for sure, D-Kid. For sure.
And Dennis said it. I was gonna talk about him as Kyle Eifert. Yeah, this dude, old school, downhill. Roll. Yeah, neck roll. I'm gonna knock your head off. Yeah, 44. You got it. Yeah, he played really, really well. He showed up consistently, stack and shed guy. I don't know if he has the athleticism to be that sideline linebacker that we talk about consistently. So that's something that I'm gonna watch for him. I don't know that he has that, but he's super aggressive, likes to come downhill. And take on anybody and anything that's coming through to his path. So, yeah, I thought he played really, really well. And real quick, oh my bad, go ahead. Well, I was gonna say real quick, just in terms of DJU, I think he's a guy you're gonna have to he's gonna have to have success early, right? Especially in this FSU offense. And it's going to probably have to be, because if you don't, I think this is what it's going to look like every game. I don't think he's a guy that can do the up and down thing. I think he's a guy who's going to have to stay steady Eddie. And if he's not able to stay steady Eddie, then you're going to have problems. But again, that comes down to the offensive line, blocking, keeping it together. And I heard that they were like switching guys in and out on the offensive line. That's terrible, bro. Like first game of the season, do that versus, you know, FCS, you know, somebody else, not an ACC opponent, bro. Not Georgia Tech, who's not bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's terrible. And then the receivers got to get separation, bro. Somebody got to win, bro. Because DJU obviously is not one of those quarterbacks that we talk about all the time. That one thing that can separate you is, do you make your people around you better? He's not that type of guy, bro. No. He's probably the more game manager. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you have the weapons. But this is what it looks like when you don't have. Yes.
With the element to run, you know, quarterback power. Right. Yes. That's the wrinkle. That's the element
that he can bring.
That you brings to the table. But yeah, he's limited. He's limited, and I think play calling definitely reflects that. And as I mentioned, there's significant question marks in terms of the playmakers. I think there's talent there. It's just unproven. It's an unproven bunch, right? And who's going to step up? Who's going to be the difference maker, particularly in the passing game? I think eventually, especially. You know, what's probably more disappointing, because again, I had my concerns regarding Patrick Payton, for example, right? He enters the season as kind of the top-ranked defensive prospect or overall prospect, NFL draft prospect for the Seminoles. I thought collectively, right, you know, just the industry was a bit too high on him. You know, Azaria Thomas, obviously, he's talented. I imagine he will continue to improve as he settles into his full-time role on the boundary. FSU offensive line, bro. Terrible. This is a really experienced group. I'm trying to figure out, okay, which 2, maybe even 3 guys might be next level guys, right? And where do they kind of slot in the pantheon of offensive line rankings? And they didn't show up. So a lot of question marks. A lot of question marks for Florida State. I do expect it to improve, though. I just think, especially when you have a seasoned, experienced offensive line, you have, I mean, albeit limited skill-wise, you have an experienced quarterback. I expect FSU to be able to run the football. But, as you mentioned, without a consistent threat in the passing game, it's going to make that much more difficult. So we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely keep an eye on it. Kyle Monangai, off to a great start, D-Kid.
Yeah,
already off to a swimming start. Yeah. I think when it's all said and done, he's going to be firmly entrenched in people's top 10. We'll see how far he can actually go. That's the reigning Big Ten Player of the Year, like Offensive Player of the Year. Like there's no, he's not a flash in the pan,
Yeah.
folks. He's legitimate. He's the real
Yeah,
deal.
he might not be the sparky guy that everybody
Sure.
loves, but man, solid runner, and what he does in pass protection, man,
Yeah,
NFL
nasty,
team's
bro.
gonna love that, man. He sticks his nose in there, you know, he gets his base right, and he delivers the blow. He's not getting ran back to the quarterback. He delivers the blow. So I think Monanga is definitely an NFL prospect at the next level. And talking about the Florida State offensive line, like you said, who's the next level guys? You know, it was high hopes for Maurice Smith, Darius Washington, the left tackle, but I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. You know, Florida State offensive line, we never really had much NFL prospects in the past, but
Recently, you got to go a ways back.
Way back.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And the best receiver I saw out there was Ja'Kai Douglas, number 0, the slot receiver for Florida State. He was open pretty much all game long, and we'll see when Hakeem Williams comes back. Also, the big wide receiver
you need
for
Hakeem.
Stranahan.
You need a Hakeem. I think he's going to be integral to the offense. If he can be a steadying presence, then I think that will give you the element in the passing game that you need, because he's really special with the ball in his hands. What type of receiver he's developed into in terms of route running, in terms of creating consistent separation. Of course, he's not draft eligible. He's a young player, but very talented with the ball in his hands. So we'll see how that plays out. Last night got a chance to see Shador and Travis Hunter put on a show, and man,
nice camera action,
man. I mean, I'm not surprised. It just validates what you've seen previously, right? It just okay, business as usual, right? And what a way to kind of make your presence, because again, first game of the season, you're thinking, okay, you know, we'll kind of ease things in now. Of course, they played a quality opponent, a terrific opponent, right? North Dakota State, they handle their business at the FCS level, right? They can compete with just about anybody in college football, regardless of what level you're in. They are a factory in their own right. But Hunter played every snap, bro.
But he's a video game character, bro.
A boy, different.
Video game character, bro. Just the video game character.
Every first game of the season, every snap.
Yeah,
man.
You know what I liked about him the most is I think he was a super strong player, bro. Playing receiver tells me everything I need to know in terms of him being a physical, strong receiver. He was bullying 17, bro. Bullying him, man. I mean, nothing he could do. Nothing he could do, bro. And I don't know if you saw the clip where him and Shador were arguing on the sideline. Hunter and
I love it. I love it. You know I'm here for it, bro. You know I'm here for it. Hey, matter of fact, Drew, you need to pull that up. Pull that up, bro.
Find it, bro. Let me see if I can find it, bro.
Find it, because I love it. Dogs,
dog.
Bro.
Yeah,
dogs, bro.
Travis Hunter's a dog, bro. And I posted it on the X, man. Is he the best two-way player of all time? Because you got Prime, you got Woodson, you got Champ Bailey, but none of them were the receiver that Travis Hunter is. Travis Hunter, if he's to say, hey, I'm a wide receiver, he's still going to be a top 15, top 20 pick in his class. He'd be a wide receiver, top 5, bro.
That man going top 5, bro.
Yeah.
Hunter's going top 5, bro. I don't see it any other way, though. I don't.
Yeah, man. The ball skills is special, bro. And like Drew said, he was physical. He just got that dog. Like, I want the ball, throw me the football, and I'm going to catch it, bro. It's like, and we talked about what position he is. Bro, the wide receivers are getting $30 million a year while the corners are getting $20 million a year. So the money, you know, the wide receiver position looks like, hey, Travis Hunter.
About points.
Yeah, man. He wants to make that money, bro. You got to have to play wide receiver, bro. So, you know, I think at a corner, he's probably I think he's a better corner right now than wide receiver. But if he gets his route running more pristine and works on his craft more as a wide receiver, he could be one of the best wide receivers at the next level also. So, man, the ceiling is immensely high for Travis Hunter. And Man, and Shador, man, like you said, it doesn't surprise me at all, bro. Shador is my front runner for Heisman. He's my QB1 coming in. I've been seeing a lot more of Shador's QB1 now after that last game, but he's been that for CPGM, bro. And like this man's gonna throw for like 400 yards pretty much every game, bro. So it's
gonna have to.
Yeah, the offensive line still developing that offensive line. I think it's a little better than last season.
Yeah. Give it time. I think they'll gel.
Bro.
Yeah. You know what, Dana? I think you make a great point here. There is still work to be done. He's not a polished receiver. You just can't teach those types of instincts, right? When the ball is in the air, like that. And I mentioned this on the X. D Kit had chimed in too. While Travis Hunter is just more talented than everybody else, I think it's pretty safe to say he's just more talented than most other human beings playing the game of football, right? It's a mentality thing for me, though. You got to be twisted, bro, to play every snap of the game. And in that same vein, when the ball is in the air, it doesn't really matter what's going on around him. It's his. Yeah. He's convinced himself that it's I'm gonna go get it. It doesn't matter if I'm the DB is draped all over. It doesn't matter. It's mine to go get. So we've always talked about, prior to him being draft eligible, the ball skills, the ability to track the football, the incredible body control. Yep. But it's all those things on top of this confidence, this mentality, right, of going and attacking the football. The football, there really is nothing to encumber me in terms of getting to the football. You know what I mean? Now, again, creating that separation, being a little bit more subtle, as Dana mentioned, in terms of, extending that arm. Don't get it fully extended. That type of the finer points. And what I think is going to happen, Headley, is I think he's going to end up playing offense first and foremost. I think so, right? With NFL coaching, that's what you're hoping, is that they can unlock the route running. He becomes more polished. He becomes more savvy in terms of creating separation. Because while he will get away with it from time to time, as he did last night, you know what I'm saying? I think as coaches, NFL players get in the ears of refs, referees are going to start looking for that type of thing. So he has to do a better job of getting in and out of his breaks. You know what I'm saying? Really snapping it off at the top of the stem. You know what I mean? He's got to, but if you're playing both sides, it's hard to hone in.
That's my next question. My next question is, if he wants to be that polished wide receiver that you're talking about, does he have to stop playing cornerback and like you said, focus in on just one position, master his craft there, and hopefully get the bag at the next level? Or does he say, hey, as a cornerback, I'm probably a top 5 pick, top 10 pick as a corner. I'm better at corner right now. Do I stop playing the wide receiver position and be one of the best corners in the league? Because at the next level, I don't see him playing both sides of the ball. Occasionally, they sprinkle him in on offense, maybe if he's a corner. But if he's a wide receiver at the next level, they're not going to put him at corner. So he has to figure out what he wants to do before he gets to the NFL.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, bro.
You think he's going to play both positions?
Yeah, I do. And you know why? If he's at any other school, I don't think he has the push or the cachet to do it. But with Prime by his side, these boys talking about him and Shador doing it. Eli, we're gonna pick where we want to go. Like, we're in control.
Team's gonna have to buy in.
I'm the captain now, type stuff. You feel me? Like that's where we at, bro. That is where we at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think he's gonna be able to do what he wants to do. I do believe that receiver is where he needs to go, but oh man, listen, he might be able to play corner and then supplement some receiver. Bro.
No, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
And that way he's getting his money. He's getting his 30 mil. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. I can see that. And that's probably the best way to deploy him at the next level. It probably is. Right. What do you think? What do you think about Timothy's question? What's going on, Timothy? Shout out Dana, D Kit, Mr. C. Prasky, everybody watching this evening. Going on, Timothy. What do you think about Timothy's question here regarding Hunter's top end speed?
Yeah, I don't think he's got elite speed.
Maybe 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5, but just
he'll be 4.4 when it's all said and done, bro.
Yeah. Prime will get him right.
With some training,
will get him right.
With some training, he'll be 4.4, bro. I think because we don't necessarily see him always going vertical. We may not necessarily get to see the full breadth of what that speed looks like, right? I think, like I said, I think when it's all said and done, he'll be in the 4.4s. As a corner, I was impressed by the way he played against the run. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the question marks, one of the few question marks we had about him. Scouting profile on Patreon. More scouting profiles to come for the patrons. Was the physicality, sticking his nose in there, and I thought he did a good job. That short area quickness, burst, the ball skills in cover 2, cover 3. It's insane, bro. It's insane. Whether or not he's one of those guys that you can match up, put him on the opposing one all day, lock down the side of the field. I don't know if he's quite there, but in his own scheme, he's incredible. He's incredible. Yeah, zone scheme, dabble, sprinkle him in on the offense. Yeah, man. I'm sign me up. Sign me up, bro.
Before we get to Shedeur, let me play this clip because I do want to respond to what Dana just said about Shedeur.
So before you play it, bro, I just want to say this. Travis Hunter's a dog, bro. But Shedeur's a machine, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Bro, this is reason why Shedeur is my top quarterback, bro. I've said it before. You can check the tape. It's the mentality, bro. It's the mindset, bro.
The poise,
I know people are concerned about some of the like I said, you got a bombastic father, they kind of play by, march to the beat of their own drum or whatever the case may be. But between the lines, bro, between the lines, Shedeur is on his mental is different, bro. He's different. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I'm willing to roll the dice to a certain degree, despite what what things could, the circus potentially. I believe when it comes to ball, right? And I believe someone mentioned it here in the comments in terms of, the tutelage he continues and has always received from Tom Brady. He's different, bro. Especially in crunch time, different kind of cat, man. Yeah.
That's what I like about him the most. All the got all that physical stuff, could throw the ball anywhere on the football field, great touch, but it's in the biggest moments how the game just slows down for him, man. It's just the poise, how he manipulates the pocket. And Dana's right. Sometimes he could use his legs. He likes to kind of, do the Cam Ward back there and the internal clock and roll left, roll right, and open things up. And that's kind of what he does right now. He got to kind of rein that in a little bit. But, man, that poise in the biggest situations, in the pressure situations, bro, that's what I like about Shedeur. And that's why he's my QB1 right now.
Yeah, it may just come down to ultimately who the team is, because I saw Prime double down on the fact that not just Shedeur, but Travis Hunter. I know exactly where I want them to go and where I don't want them to go.
I mean, I appreciate it in terms of letting teams know, like, up front, we're not going to play for you, so don't waste your time. You can look elsewhere. Don't put put scouts into it. Don't waste money, resources to even look this way because we're not going over there. So let's just move on. It's a smart play for everybody. Right. So, and he wants those kids to succeed. So, and it's a recruiting thing too, bro. Like, if you're good enough, you that guy, you him, right? We can do this. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let me play this clip real quick and then we can jump back into it, because I got some things I want to say about Shedeur as well. Let me share it. Y'all see the screen?
Talk about the one touchdown catch you had where the guy pretty much had his arm around your head a little bit. You talk about that one in particular?
It's funny because he got on me for not catching the one that we called a flag, because I told him to throw me the ball no matter what.
Give me 11 personnel. Hold on a second. Just relax, guys.
What's going at it?
Let's get the first one, B. Insane, bro.
Oh my God! Hey, good boy! Yo! Hey!
So he got mad at me. He was like, I don't care, catch the ball. So that one, I just know I had to catch the ball. I had no other choice, no other option. So whatever I had to do to get the ball, I was going to get it.
That mentality.
Yep.
That mentality we spoke about, bro. It's my football. You know, the ball
Yeah.
skills, but being physical through the catch point as well. Coming down with that catch, that was an incredible catch. And, you know, you're talking about the wide receiver. I know you're going to get into Shador, but Jimmy Horn Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
he's a guy also.
I was going to mention him too, yeah, man. Juice. You seen that juice?
With the slot, the juice after the catch. He's like a running back after the catch. He's feisty. He'll go across the middle. He's not he's not a bigger guy, but he's not scared of contact as well. Elusive with a ball in his hands. That slot fade that he runs, man, he's a guy that's, you know, day two. He's creeping up into day two right now, man. So Colorado, man, they loaded with weapons. With the transfer, Will Shepherd, Webster, he got some run also in the slot. So Shador has a plethora of weapons. And, man, to me, like I said, man, this guy's the front runner for Heisman. And he's just going to get better and better as the season goes along also. So, yeah, big things for Shador, man. What you got to say about him, Drew?
Yeah, man. They said he got sacked 52 times last year, only threw 3 picks. I know he does, like you said, he does his Cam Ward thing. The difference between him and Cam Ward is he don't fumble the football. Shots fired. Let's clean that up. They clean that up over there at Miami, man.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
We're going to
30 tomorrow.
No, but it's as Juice likes to say, it's the ice in the veins, man. It's the ability to command the offense. This dude's had 4 offensive. He's had a different offensive coordinator every single year he's played football, and he comes out and he just does it again, like it don't matter,
bro. Machine,
the Terminator,
bro. Yeah.
We need to look up Terminators. We need to pick one of those, bro. Whatever edition, somebody comment section, throw a couple out there and we can pick one, and that's what we'll go with. But I mean, his ability to command the offense, his ability to stand in the pocket, take a hit, get the football down the field. It does drive you crazy where you're like, yo, just use your legs, man. You don't have to shoot the 3, bro. You don't have to be Steph Curry every time, bro. You can be Shaq and you can dunk it, bro. It's okay, bro. And you can break the glass while you dunking it, bro. Like, it can be done. You just have to be able to want to do that. But I understand that he wants to get the football down the field. He wants to make plays down the football field. I understand it. I just, and they said he also added, I think, 20 pounds.
He's up to like 210 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's right where they kind of want him to be. So he's doing all the right things, man. I don't see a scenario where he falls off. I don't know if anybody can catch him because he's going to consistently, like you said earlier, he's going to consistently put up. They're going to have to put up 400 because that defense, it's not as marshmallowy. Like I'm gonna say this, bro. Last year, it was marshmallows in the
they would have lost
in the microwave, bro.
They would have lost that game
because the one thing is they played the run better this year. Had it been the team from last year, they would have got ran out the building. Like, the time of possession was crazy. They played better in the second half. They kind of made some adjustments, played better in the second half. But there's going to be better teams that they're going to play, and the defense is going to have to tighten up, going to have to get more pressure. It is improved. It is improved. I mean, they had nowhere to go but up. And the offensive line looked better. Wasn't perfect, but yeah, man, this it's going to be interesting to watch them. It's probably going to be lights, camera, action every week with these guys. You just hope that, knock on wood,
stay healthy.
That Travis Hunter stays healthy, that Shador stays healthy. I saw a stat. I think it was Mike Renner had tweeted it from PFF saying he got it from PFF, I guess, that Hunter only missed 2 snaps. You know what I'm saying? So, we talk about tread on the tires with Alabama players. I'm a little selfish. I want you to just keep playing, but at the risk of your health and the league, don't know if that's smart, but I get it. They need them. Got to have it. So.
Yeah, I think DK, you talking about Tez Johnson from Oregon?
Yeah.
That's my guy right there. I think Jimmy Horn, he got the same kind of game. Tez Johnson light right there. So I like both of those guys in the slot.
Yeah, I think it's obvious too. You mentioned the additional muscle weight Shador put on. I think Travis Hunter clearly has gotten stronger as well, right? A year older, another offseason in the weight room, whatever the case may be. His condition is insane. That certainly isn't the question mark. But you could tell that they're stronger. You know what I mean? And I thought that was represented in terms of just Travis Hunter's overall physicality, whether it be at the catch point or in run support, as he said in the edge. So, yeah, man, it's going to be a fun ride in terms of Colorado. I think every game is going to be an entertaining game to say the least. Watching Colorado this year and their top 2 draft prospects.
The last thing I got to say about them is they got to be able to run the football, especially when they get in the conference play against the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really need to run the football against North Dakota State, but against those tougher teams, if they're not able to run the football and defensive line could pin their ears back and go after Shador with that offensive line in front of him, he's going to get hit a lot. And like you said, Drew, he has to stay healthy because it's him or nothing. The run game, we'll see what it does later on in the season, but if they're not able to run the football and put it all in his arm, yes, he's going to put up big numbers. Yes, he's going to pick up big stats, but they're going to have less and less wins not being able to run the football. So that's important for them as well.
It needs to be complementary. I don't think they need to, be able to line up and just knock guys off the ball or whatever the case may be, but they need to be able to get into a 4-minute offense. They need to be able to convert 3rd and short on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just needs to be complementary. You don't necessarily need to be a top 10, top 20 team on the ground. You can be a middle of the pack team with that quarterback and those weapons. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want it to be Chip Kelly type stuff, because there was a point when in the game where North Dakota State drove down. I don't know how many plays it was, but they were killing time of possession. They scored, and then Colorado got the ball back, scored in 2 plays. Colorado scored in 2 plays. So now you got to put your defense right back on the football field. And so what does that do? Now, if North Dakota State goes down there, has another 10, 12 play drive, you know what I'm saying? And then North Dakota State's able to get a stop. Now the defense got to go back out on you know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes an issue because you're scoring.
You got to help your defense out.
You don't want to. I'm not saying scoring's bad, but you don't want to score in 2 plays every time you go out there. You know what I'm saying? With your defense going out there getting scored on in 12 plays, 15 plays, like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the 4-minute offense comes in, or running the football just kind of slows everything down. So,
all right, man. Those are a couple of the main matchups we've seen thus far. Of course, you got a few other teams going on. Drew, you mentioned, and I think it's worth mentioning here, UNC starting quarterback Max Johnson, son of Brad Johnson, is out for the season. Was it a broken leg, if I'm not mistaken? Did he end up with a broken leg or a broken arm?
I'm hot.
Disgusted. You disgusted?
Yeah, I'm hot.
Explain why. Explain why.
So I'm watching this game because I'm trying to figure out, find some guys on Minnesota defensively. Obviously, want to watch Mario Hampton. Max Johnson was out there making some moves, doing his thing. He didn't look like the statue that is his father, Brad Johnson. He was out there moving, bro. You know what I'm saying? Making plays, keeping plays alive. And to be frank, UNC got punched in the mouth worse than Florida State did. Minnesota went out there, and here's the crazy part: Minnesota, there's nobody in the country that don't know what Minnesota is, bro. Like,
That's true.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
You know what they are. They're big. They're big up front, bro.
6'6", 6'7", 320, bro, minimum, bro.
Yeah,
you can't play for us offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they were getting punched in the mouth, both sides, defense and offense, and in pregame, they put the little, what does this team need to do? Or it's usually in the first drive. What does this team need to do?
Keys to the game.
Keys to the game, bro. The keys to the game. One of the keys to the game was, what was it? Set up the run so you could pass, bro. Like something like that, bro. Where pass was kind of the second option type of thing because who they are, right? I'm watching Omarion Hampton because I know I said, and you go back and watch the tape, and I think we agreed. I could be wrong. We said he's in terms of pass blocking, he's got the effort, but in terms of the fervor, I don't know if that's the right word, in terms of the tenacity. Yeah, you're allowed. Okay, the fervor in terms of just I need more in terms of
use that frame
to block. Right,
use that frame.
Like you 220, bro. Like what are we doing, bro? And he got his quarterback killed, bro. He got crunched, bro. And his guy, which was a free guy, he was able to he got in front of him. He got pushed back kind of to the side. Oh no, he made contact, and that was the end of it, right? And so it was free reign to the quarterback, and he got split in half, bro. And it's unacceptable to be that big and allow your quarterback to get seasoned, bro. Seasoned. And I don't mean garlic and paprika and black pepper and all that, bro. Like, man, season over, bro.
Yeah. You got to be an all-around running back, bro. Like the next level, you got to pass protect and you got to hold on to the football.
Otherwise, you won't see the field.
You won't see the field. You could be one of the best running backs out there, but if you can't do those two things, you're gonna be benched, man. And I did like what I saw from Hampton as a runner. They gave him a full workload. I think he had like 30 carries in that game, and that dead leg in the backfield, bro. A big man with a dead leg in the backfield. That was a nasty play, bro. Because once he gets to the second level and gets downhill, bro, he's a freak, bro. He's a physical guy. He's like a bowling ball out there, or he'll just run right by you. Not even a bowling ball. He'll just run right by you, utilizing his speed. So, yeah, man, he's a guy that I'm gonna continue watching, and he could get into my top 5 running back, man.
He's super talented, bro. But as you mentioned, if you can't be trusted in pass pro, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you are as a ball carrier. You're not going to get opportunities. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have your quarterback getting sawed in half, bro. It's not acceptable. It isn't. It isn't. All right, man. Let's turn our attention. Let's turn our attention to these upcoming games. I know Oklahoma's playing right now.
Yeah,
Deion Burks getting off. Deion Burks getting off.
Burks. He had like 4 catches, 3 TDs last time I saw at the half.
And they got a solid quarterback there, a sophomore. Was it Jackson Arnold Jackson? I think it's Arnold Jackson. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Two last names. You know what that means.
There you go. He's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be with 2 last names. Let's start with the game at noon. Let's start with the noon kickoff. I'm gonna be on the road. I'm so upset. I'm hurt, bro.
Hey, man, bad decision, bro. Bad decision, bro.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Look, man, it is a bad decision. You got Georgia and Clemson clashing in this one, and I think the favorite obviously is Georgia. Clemson coming off of a bit of a disappointing season. Of course, Dabo's not in the transfer portal, so he's not necessarily going out and getting veteran help to kind of supplement a talented group. It is a talented group, but they had some growing pains. They certainly had some growing pains. What are your thoughts on this contest? What you're going to be keying in on, Drew?
I mean, I should just run down the roster. Carson Beck is a lot of people's number 1 quarterback. I don't agree. I don't even understand it because Shador is that guy. He's him, bro. So, but as in terms of top 5, that's a guy that I'm going to be watching big time. You got my guy Trevor Etienne as well. My guy.
His guy.
You left
this guy, bro.
He's former Gator.
I mean, I try to claim him. You got Oscar Delp, the tight end. They also have Ben Urasek from Stanford, if I'm not mistaken. So two big tight ends there. We always talk about the receiver position, not really looking at the receivers because I don't think that's how this offense is going to be ran. And then defensively, man, you got your boy Nazir Stackhouse, big time there. We got number 2. I'm going to butcher his name. I'm calling him Mundon Jr., so I'm going to leave it there. Malachi Starks, which is Juice's guy, the safety. Who else we got here, man?
Not officially my guy because he was a 5-star.
5-star, yeah. 5-star.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't. He can still be your guy. You just can't stamp him.
Can't stamp him.
Yeah. One guy I guess that I missed on our D tackle discussion. We all missed, I guess. Was Warren Brinson, number 97. So that's a guy I'm definitely probably gonna be the number 1 guy we're gonna be looking at to key on to.
Michael Williams, obviously.
Start writing some notes.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it, man. I'm looking at my guy Jalen Walker, the edge from Georgia, and Michael Williams, the other edge from Georgia. I want to see what this guy, the right tackle from Clemson, Blake
Miller.
Yeah,
Miller.
We talked about Miller previously.
He's gonna be tested.
Exactly.
He's gonna be tested.
He's going to be tested with some physicality. He could move pretty well, but Michael and Jalen Walker, they're going to bring some physicality. They're going to bring some pass rusher moves also. So we'll see what kind of prospect is Blake Miller after this game is. If he holds up well, his stock is going to go on the rise. If he shuts down Michael Williams and Jalen Walker, his stock's going on the rise. Also, I want to say the interior of the Georgia offensive line. I know you brought him up before, DeMonte Capehart, the big D tackle for Clemson. I said Georgia has the best offensive line in college football from left tackle all the way to right tackle. It's a good
defensive line that they're going to face. Very good defensive line.
Good test. Yeah, so the trenches, bro. The trenches is kind of what I'm looking at in this game. Drew mentioned, Carson Beck, Trevor Etienne, all those prospects. on the offensive side of the football for Georgia, but the trenches, bro. That's what I'm looking at in this matchup. And we'll see what Blake Miller is about, and we'll see that Georgia offensive line versus the Clemson defensive line.
I want to circle back to the Carson Beck conversation, right? Obviously, if you check the thumbnail out, first episode, season 3 of the second half draft show. We're already in season 3, bro. It seems like we just started this live stream just yesterday. Again, Drew mentioned it. A lot of pundits believe that Carson Beck is quarterback 1. I assume some of that comes with the notion that the assumption is that Carson Beck doesn't necessarily come with the same baggage that Shedeur has. And again, nothing off the field in terms of legal or anything like that, but just again, bombastic father. I use that term because it suits Prime. It's Prime, bro. His name is Prime, bro. Coach Prime, right? It suits him perfectly. And the fact that they've made it very clear that, first of all, we know how good we are, right? We know how talented we are. You know what I mean? We've been steeped in this thing for a very long time, and we know that there are certain places that we don't necessarily want to play. So does that open the door for Carson Beck, right? As far as quarterback 1, I thought last season he improved. We've discussed it over the course of the summer. Thought he improved as the season progressed, but there are elements of his game that I question where I don't necessarily question them with Shedeur. That being said, at least I think in the minds of most, Carson Beck tends to get the ball out on time with a bit more consistency than Shedeur. And I think that is what people actually hang their hat on. The football people, the people that are like basically saying, okay, all things equal in terms of, whose dad is who and this, that, and the other. Carson Beck is a bit more timely in terms of getting the football out. What are your thoughts with respect to that, Headley?
Nah, I agree. While Shedeur will hold the football, wait for his receiver to get open, always trying to make a big play. Carson Beck is methodical. He'll methodically drive the ball down the field and get the ball out in time. He'll take the check down. The thing about Carson Beck, he's really good in the middle of the field, but outside the numbers, outside the hashes, that's where Shedeur has him. Shedeur makes those throws all the time where Carson Beck doesn't. So, yeah, I agree with the point that he gets the ball out quickly. And, Georgia has 2 great tight ends, like Drew's saying, and maybe because Georgia doesn't have those outside receivers that Shedeur has. Carson Beck didn't have that last season or this season, so we'll see, man. But yeah, he does get the ball out, and I think NFL scouts will like that more. He plays more on time, but we just saw Caleb Williams go number 1, and he's a guy that held on to the football a lot too, and didn't get the ball out in time. So if you got special traits like a Shedeur Sanders.
Sure.
You got to throw that out the window, bro, because at the next level, bro, you want those special traits. And I just don't see Carson Beck possessing those traits that Shedeur has, but he does get the ball out more timely than Shedeur.
This is interesting here, Timothy. Timothy's our resident UGA fan. I think, as I think about it, because this is one I haven't heard. I do see some similarities. I still think at this juncture, maybe over the course of the 2024 campaign, I changed my stance here. I thought Jared Goff, at the height of his powers at Cal, man, the arm talent was legit. In terms of the deep hole shots outside the numbers or whatever the case may be. I thought Jared Goff actually struggled in the middle of the field. Right, he very early in his career, he got fooled a lot in terms of zone blitzes, guys kind of sinking underneath. But in terms of, pushing the football outside the numbers down the field, I think Jared Goff certainly is further along from that perspective, or was at this juncture in his collegiate career. So, but interesting comp. That's one that I'm going to keep in mind because I do kind of see in terms of like the body type a little bit. You see that. Whereas one of the differences, though, I'll say, though, is Carson Beck's a better athlete than Jared Goff. He certainly can move better than Jared Goff.
Yeah, I think Carson Beck I think that
stamp him, Dana. Dana already stamped him. Yeah, he is stamped.
2024. Yeah, she stamped him already, right?
Yeah,
got him already.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as he isn't Mac Jones. Who? Yeah, nah, he ain't nowhere close to Mac Jones. Mac Jones. No, Carson Beck. I think just a couple of issues that I got with him. For me, one is to know his limitations. Don't be out there Carson Wentzing it.
Doing the Wentz.
Yeah, don't do the Wentz, bro. Don't do the Wentz. That's how you get hurt. And this may not be his fault. I mean, I kind of talked about in terms of trusting his receivers, kind of getting the ball out much quicker than I think he should. If he waits a little, if he does a little bit more, Shador, in terms of holding on to the football, have a bigger play down the football field. I just don't know that he trusts his receivers enough to hold on to the ball to make that throw, because they'll oftentimes make the quicker throw, and it's a 6-yard gain versus it being a 25-yard, 30-yard gain down the football field, or maybe even something bigger. And then as we talked about, sometimes he'll miss the easy throw. You know what I'm saying? Just being a little too sloppy with the mechanics, especially when he has to get it out quickly. So, but he's got some athleticism to him. If you get him in that rhythm, he's probably going to destroy you. If he stays in that rhythm, he's probably going to destroy you. And with the defense they have, he's probably more often than not going to be able to stay in that rhythm, and they're going to consistently get the football back. And now they actually have a running game or a running back with some flash, you know what I'm saying, in the pan. So I think, you're going to see the best of Carson Beck this year, I think. So.
Jake Brown?
Nah. What happened to him? What happened? Did he get hurt?
Backing up Burrow. He's backing up Burrow.
Oh, he's still in the league?
Yeah. You see him last year, bro?
No. Who am I thinking about? You know what I'm thinking about? Thinking about Jake Locker, bro.
Oh, no. I could have told you that was going to bust. I could have told you that one.
Where was he from? Was he from Washington?
He's from Washington.
Washington? Okay.
Yeah. No. Oh, Jake Locker, bro. Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? That didn't even have anything to do with the Titans, bro. No. It had nothing to do with the Titans.
That one was good?
Pick, bro. No. Yeah. That one didn't make any sense. I'm sure he looked great in his uniform, but that one didn't make any sense, man.
Shots fired.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, Blaine Gabbert hung around a little bit longer, obviously, but yeah, Jay Locker, no. Swing and a miss. All right, Drew, you got Notre Dame and Texas A&M on tap tomorrow as well.
Pull the rosters.
Notre Dame, bro.
Start with you, Headley. I know you got a bunch of guys. You got a bunch of guys on this Notre Dame team. Let's talk about them.
Yeah,
well, real quick before you start, just in case, I don't want you to miss them, bro. They lost I think it's their left tackle. It's either right tackle or left tackle. They lost one of them, bro. I can't remember for the season. Notre Dame.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're already breaking in two. You're already breaking in new tackles with Fisher and Alt at the league, and then you lose your top guy. That's tough.
Left tackle. It's the left tackle.
Which one? The true freshman? They got a true freshman starting right now.
Yeah, left tackle. Yeah, that's what they lost. Yeah, I'll look up the guy they lost. Give me a sec.
Yeah. Well, with Notre Dame, man, this Roddy Leonard regime, Vanilla Vic, that's what they call him over there. I know Drew likes him a lot, but I want to see him better as a passer. I know he can use his legs. He's very effective using his legs, running the football. You got Mitchell Evans, the tight end. I think he's like tight end 2 right now for me. The Notre Dame, before he got hurt last season, he was doing his thing, big body across the middle, excellent hands. But defensive side of the football is where it's at for Notre Dame. I think they have one of the best defenses in the nation, top 3 defense in the nation. And it starts in the secondary, bro. Like Benjamin Morrison, Benmo, man, that guy is probably the best man-to-man lockdown corner in the country. Xavier Watts, the ball skills, how he closes, the instincts. I think he had 7 interceptions last season. Both of those are my guys. And then the defensive line, man, Howard Cross, we talked about him, the technical savvy, the hands, the counters, just the leverage that he plays with. He's not the biggest guy, but he's very quick pass rush that can get to the quarterback. Got a transfer from Duke. So Riley Leonard wasn't the only guy from Duke transferring over. You got RJ Oben. He's a long, athletic edge rusher. Riley Mills, another big D tackle inside. That's another prospect for them. You got Jack Kaiser. They lost 2 of their linebackers last season to the draft. You got Kaiser. I don't think he's as athletic as those guys, but he's a downhill thumper, can make tackles, can stack and shed. But, the defense is loaded in Notre Dame. So that's what I'm looking forward to, watching Notre Dame defense against this Texas A&M team.
So weird, bro, seeing Al Golden with a elite defense, bro. It's weird, bro. It's strange for me. Just saying.
That's your boy, right? Good old Al.
Good old Al. Hurt. 58-0, bro. About 58-0.
What game was that?
Clemson.
Oof.
It's against Clemson. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was time. It was time for a change. You're on mute, Drew.
All right, talking to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like 58-0. We like that. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of Texas A&M going against Notre Dame, got to watch that left tackle. And who's going to be going up against that left tackle?
Your boy.
Nick Is it Scorton? Is that you say it? Scourton. My bad. My bad, Nick. That's going to be the interesting matchup if they slide him over on that side. Because I'm gonna be on that. I like him as a prospect in terms of an end, and I wonder if he can slide inside too. That's one thing, and I'm interested to see if Texas A&M keeps him outside or if they're going to kick him inside. Obviously, you got Shamor Turner as well that can go against that left tackle, freshman left tackle. So we'll see. And then in terms of Notre Dame, a little bit more about Notre Dame. Mitchell Evans coming back from a torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken. So that's the tight end there. So that's a guy I'm going to be keying on. Big target, can body folks, creates a little bit of separation, but that's not his game. And then as Heather was talking about in terms of Riley Leonard, I just want to see him play the position, the entirety of the position in terms of being a quarterback. Can't White Vickett or Vanilla. I'm sorry, my bad. Vanilla. Yeah, my bad. Vanilla Vickett. You can't Vanilla Vickett every game. And this Texas A&M defense, I don't think they're going to allow him to just be running around. But that'll be interesting. Is it at Texas A&M or is it at Notre Dame? I think it's at Texas A&M, right? College Station, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it at College Station? Let me confirm.
I'm pretty sure that's where it's at, and that's one of the toughest places to play in the country. So this will be real interesting. And who else we got here? Xavier Watts, free safety. Is that's your number 2 safety? Number 1 safety? Who is that?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2 safety. Number 2. I forgot. Malachi Stark's number 1. My bad.
Yeah.
And then we got the number. Is he your number 1 corner? Benjamin Morrison. He's still number 1.
I had him number 1.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. You did.
Okay. Yeah, he's my number 1.
Yeah. I do believe this game is at College Station. I believe so. Okay. Either that or a neutral site.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what's the over under? Because you got to smash the under on this game. I don't think it's gonna be much points in this game. Both defenses are loaded and they have trouble on the offensive line. Notre Dame. So, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Probably a field goal determines it. And Vanilla Vic, Connor Wigman.
Is it Wegman? It don't matter.
Wegman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a quarterback. You got Noah Thomas to throw to. Got our guy Moose Muhammad. I see he's a second string now. I put some respect on Moose's name, man. Moose is a good football player, bro. The route running,
but he'd be disappearing, bro, and that's the problem we have with him, bro. Games where he'll be fantastic, and other games where it's like, did he play? Like, what's going on, bro? I don't know if he was on the bad side of the coaches, what was going on there, but we need him to be that's one of the biggest things. We need him to be present, bro. Present and effective.
Oh, and
2.5. What's the
over under?
Over under.
So they think Notre Dame is the better team, not by much though, right? Because you get 3 points. You get 3 points just for being at home. So neutral side, I guess Notre Dame would be the better team, not by much, but
like you said, it's hard to play in College Station. But I'm gonna roll with Notre Dame. I'm gonna do the plus 2.5. Or the money line Notre Dame. I just think Riley Leonard is going to do some more stuff with his legs to win a game late, to set up a late field goal for Notre Dame.
46.5, bro. Over under.
That's an easy under.
It's easy money. Easy money.
It's easy. It's like a 2017 game right here.
Hit it with the Bean Bryant. All right, Drew. Ready? You ready, bro? You ready?
The Gators?
Canes, bro.
Oh, we're doing
drain. You know what they saying, bro. Drain.
No, don't say that. No.
Drain it.
No.
Drain the swamp, bro.
And I see you sent that that message in the group, bro. The group message, bro. What? Y'all boys disrespectful. Y'all boys ain't got no class down there in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of thugs and gangsters down there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boys ain't got no respect for nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? For public property. Somebody need to go to jail on that team.
Woo! Hey, man.
Put y'all right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
What they used to call y'all boys back in the day, bro? You remember?
Convicts,
bro. You had the Christians and
Catholic,
choir boys
no,
and
Catholics.
Catholics.
Notre
My
Dame,
bad.
Catholics
Notre
versus
Dame.
convicts.
Yeah. Convicts, bro.
Hey, man, I don't care, man. We need to get back to that, bro. We need to get back to that. Let's talk about these prospects in this contest, man. I think there's some good football players on either side of the ball. During summer scouting, we talked a lot about Florida's defense. The offense, I know they brought in some transfers, and they're gonna have to make plays. Ricky Pearsall's moved on. Graham Mertz is obviously the quarterback. Is he going to push the football down the field? That's the big question mark with respect to him. But on the defensive side of the ball there at UF, that defensive line in particular, a couple of guys there, Drew, that are noteworthy and can be difference makers. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, you got we got Justice Boone, which he's a we don't know what he is because he got injured last year right before the season started, but he's an edge.
Home and home, Timothy. I thought so too, but yeah, it's a home and home.
You got Tariq Sapp. You have the 400-pounder, Desmond Watson, number 21, but the guy I think that we like the most on this defensive line is Cam Jackson.
Cam Jackson,
99, nasty, disgusting. You got some disgusting guys on this defensive line.
Yeah,
I like Banks too. I like Taylor Banks too.
I'm looking at the depth chart, Drew. Y'all second unit a little better than y'all first unit. You know,
I'm looking at it too. Yeah,
Sapp, Watson, and Banks in the second unit. So they got a rotation coming at y'all. I know Miami got a good offensive line, but it'd be interesting in the trenches there.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. You got Jason Marshall back there as a corner. He has the talent. He has the size, the talent.
Pick on him.
Hey, we picking on him, bro.
I know y'all are. Yeah, pick on him. I pick on him too. He got to show.
You got to show something. You got to show something.
Like
you have to show something. Yeah,
you got to get it together, son.
Hey, is Montrell playing?
Yeah. They said he playing. I mean,
okay.
Right.
That's a big addition to this matchup.
No, big time. Time. They said that the running backs in general was doing work, but
the guys behind him might actually be more talented than Montrell, but you just feel more confidence in the veteran, right? In terms of being able to protect, you know what I'm saying? Protect the football, hit the right hole, not try to hit his head on the goalpost when it's not actually there. Get what's actually blocked up for you, just in terms of being a steadying presence. But that's a big addition in this game. I thought he might miss this one.
And then we got Elijah Badger, receiver from Arizona?
Arizona State.
Excuse me. And then we got Chimiri Dike? I don't know if I said that right.
Transfer, West Coast, right?
I think for Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. So they got some receivers that Graham Mertz can get the ball out to. Like you said, want him to get the ball, push the ball down the football field. But I got an interesting stat that I'm gonna bring up. I'm gonna bust some heads, but we'll wait until we start talking about Cameron Ward. We can compare those two. Just want to put that out there.
Who compare?
Graham Mertz and Cam Ward.
Why are we comparing them?
You're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? A little teaser.
It's probably a turnover. It's turnover related.
No, it ain't turnover. Nope.
No.
I was surprised when I heard it. I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. But and then the concern for Florida is the right tackle. Specifically the right side of the line, but the right tackle was a turnstile last year. Don't know what that's going to be this year. So
Ruben Bay.
I know I'm a little nervous, bro. I have to put a tight end over there or something, bro, to kind of slow y'all boys down.
You have to help.
That's it for the Gators, man. What are we saying about Miami, man? You know
Mr. Nebraska guys. Mesidor is a day 3 guy. He's a solid pick in day 3. He obviously banged up last year. Transferred from West Virginia a couple of years ago. Good player, but it's a very deep rotation along the defensive line. What about you, Headley? I'm not gonna wax. About guys. Who you got
for you, bro? There's a lot of pro prospects on Miami. You talk about Mesidor. You got the transfer, Tyler Barron. That guy gets after it. You got Ruben Bain, but he's not draft eligible. You got Francisco Muaga. He's a physical tone setting linebacker. Basante Wesley, he's more the athletic type than Muaga. A guy I like, Darryl Porter Jr., the corner. He's not the biggest corner, but very feisty. Then on the opposite side of the football, Cam Ward. CPGM loves Cam Ward. I've been watching a lot of lists. I've seen a lot of lists, and there's no respect for Cam Ward still, bro. I seen like quarterback 6, quarterback 7. They got guys like Ewers over him, and I just don't see it, bro. I think Cam Ward's
there's so much hype. There's so much hype with Ewers, bro. He got to show me. He's another one, bro. He's another player. I mean, obviously Texas had a lot of success last year, right? And he was the trigger man, but you got to show me, bro.
Yeah.
Because I thought at times Texas won despite him.
Yeah. Yeah, you had Adonai and Xavier Worthy and Tavian Sanders and
you had all the pieces,
Jonathan Brooks. You had everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Bro. So, and then my guy Damian Martinez, the running back. Love his game, man. Physical. You got moves. Can run you over. Can run by you. I just want to see him run the football. And then you got the receivers, man. You got Jacoby George, Xavier Restrepo. I said that right. Restrepo, the slot receiver there.
Steve Kitt's guy. Steve Kitt's guy right there.
Restrepo, that's his guy?
Yeah, that's Steve Kitt's guy. Yeah.
I think Jacoby George a little bit better pro prospect than him.
I agree.
And then you got the offensive line, man. You want to talk about your offensive line, Juice? I know you really like the Miami offensive line.
I'm expecting big things. I have very, very high expectations of this group up front. It's a smattering of a veteran and young guy, right? I think you're going to have a couple. Got a true sophomore starting at right tackle and potentially a redshirt freshman at left guard. But they were highly rated prospects in the last year's recruiting class. But Jalen Rivers, the left tackle, who might be a better guard at the next level, is a player that I'm expecting. Pleasantly surprised by how he played last year, but I'm expecting him to take a step, right? And as I've mentioned, and Headley, you mentioned it, the people that aren't sold on Cam Ward, I think they're going to get an opportunity to see him in a different light, assuming this offensive line plays up to the level that they're capable of, right? That was always the question mark. Although Cam Ward would invite some of that pressure that he faced with holding the ball too long, trying to extend plays, trying to go for the jugular too frequently. If you could rein that in a little bit and allow this offensive line to get lathered up and ultimately protect the quarterback, I think Cameron Ward's in store for a big season. I think he's in store for a big season. Heather, you've cautioned in terms of not falling in love with pushing the football down the field, right? I don't necessarily see that as an issue, even with Cameron Ward now at the controls, because I don't think people actually understand how bad the quarterback situation was in Miami last year, outside of Miami fans, right? I think some people still think that Van Dyke was that NFL prospect that he flashed a few years ago. Bro, the man was averaging 2 INTs a game, bro. Like
that's crazy.
And here's the real kicker, bro, because some people will say, well, coaching staff, they ruined him when they changed the systems, whatever the case may be. Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator, he tried, bro. He tried. Right, I give him a bit of a pass last year because we couldn't protect. The offensive line was a mess. Offensive line was competent this past season, and as I mentioned, I'm expecting it to be much better, led by the aforementioned Jalen Rivers. But they try to tailor the offense to what he does best. Ask him, what do you like? What do we need to do in order to put you in position to be successful, right? And one of the things said, there's too much. There's entirely too much freedom in this system. I don't want to necessarily check to a play.
What? That's what he said?
You heard what I said. That's what he said, bro. I'm paraphrasing. But the gist of it was there was too much on his plate, bro. This is the same guy who was threatening to go to Alabama if he didn't get more NIL money. Here we go again, right? You gotta be leery of some of these cats, bro, because he goes to Wisconsin. He's transferred to Wisconsin. He's not expected to be the starter, bro. At Wisconsin, he's not expected to be the starter.
That's everything you need to know.
Again, people don't understand how bad it was last year. They really don't truly understand that it was a black hole at the quarterback position, the most important position on the field. So I think even if we got Cam Ward from last year, which there were some ups and downs in terms of his play. Clearly, very talented ball player, his ability to spin the football, the fact that he can get you out of a bad play with his athleticism. But it was up and down. There was some turnovers. There was ball security concerns. Even if we got that player, it's going to be a significant step forward at the quarterback position. But as I mentioned, and as I've gotten more familiar with Cam Ward, I think he's all business, bro. I think he's a competitor. I think he's all business. I think we're going to see him put his best foot forward. And again, he's going to play behind the best offensive line he's played behind since he's entered the college ranks. One guy you guys didn't mention on the defensive side of the ball was Simeon Barrow, defensive tackle from Michigan State. And I think he's a guy who has that fringe day 2, day 3 upside as well. So Miami's going to be very deep in the front 7. The back end, led by Darryl Porter Jr., is where the question marks are. That's really where the question marks are. If you're going to take advantage of Miami, it's about of getting it blocked up and being able to push the football down the field, because I think the front 7 is really what's going to carry this team defensively. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Another player that we didn't mention, and I don't know that, Couch Potato General, and we can freely admit it, Couch Potato General Manager may be a little late to the party on this guy, but Sam Brown, the transfer from Houston, right? He's been able to effectively hold off some really young, talented receivers. So about Jacoby George, about Xavier Restrepo, but Sam Brown comes in, and he's another guy that I think has an opportunity here to really bolster his draft stock as well. Put up big numbers and with limited opportunities at Houston a season ago. So, yeah, man, I think offensively we're going to be really good, assuming we protect the football, keep the quarterback upright now, and I'm fully expecting our ability to do so. All right, Drew, let's get to your numbers. Let's talk about it.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is there a scenario where you see Miami lose, and what does that look like
in this matchup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cam Ward got hurt.
Yeah, I thought this man was gonna be logical, bro.
What do you mean?
That's the only way.
That's not logical.
It's an in-state rivalry,
bro. Bro,
not logical,
bro. That's
me.
That's a given, bro. I need something else. Bro.
You asked me.
Don't give me the low hanging fruit, bro. Don't give me the low hanging fruit, bro.
I mean, obviously, if Miami, is -3 in the turnover column, right? I think certainly, you know what I mean. We can lose a game if we're giving up field position. We're not, we're turning the football over, right? You know what I'm saying? Short fields to a team. A team starts gaining confidence and momentum. You know what I'm saying? But on paper, this is why you play the games. On paper, Miami's a better team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Like everywhere, bro. We're better, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But yes. I think, barring an injury to the trigger man, I think if Miami stubs their toe, you muffin punts, you're doing the Reggie Fish thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're beating yourself and you give the Gators life, momentum is a hell of a drug. Confidence is a hell of a drug, right? They start building that. Guys start looking to the left or right. Another big difference, and I'm not going to say I hate to pile on Van Dyke because I don't care.
Going in on Van Dyke.
Bro, he wasn't a leader, bro. He wasn't a leader, bro. Right? When you're faced with adversity and you got your guys looking, you know what I'm saying, to figure out, this guy's just sitting by himself on the bench, bro.
What's your boy from draft day?
Bo Callahan?
Yeah, Bo Callahan, bro. It was Bo Callahan, bro. Can't be on my team.
People, it was a black hole, bro. The quarterback position was a black hole,
bro. As a defensive player, you love when Tyler Van Dyke comes in the game. Like, he gonna throw you one.
He gonna throw you one. He gonna serve one up, bro.
Just wait, bro. Just gotta be patient.
Like, so Van Dyke, is injured, right? We roll Emory Williams out there, who's not ready to play. He's not ready to play big boy football yet, right? He should be redshirted, whatever the case may be. But he had moxie. You know what I'm saying? Offense, the playbook is shrinked, whatever the case may be. He's got accuracy concerns, this, that, and the other, not necessarily seeing the field well. But the team rallied around him. The team responded to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the players, let alone the coaches, I don't think the players had confidence in Tyler Van Dyke. That affects your team. That permeates the entire team. So whether or not Miami was more of a 9-3 team versus a 7-5 team may have come down to the fact that you just didn't have a trigger man that the organization actually believed in. You know what I'm saying? Or believed in himself for that matter. You know what I mean? So it's insane because you saw a couple of peaks, and the peaks were really good. They were like 304 TDs, you know what I'm saying? Completing, 75% of your passes, and then a bunch of valleys. All right, here's 2 picks, here's 3 picks. What are you doing? What are you seeing? You know what I'm saying? And then again, when things aren't going well, couldn't stop the bleeding, couldn't rally the troops, couldn't galvanize anybody. So yeah, man, I'm glad that's no longer the case, man. I'm glad. I'm glad. Ready to turn the page on that, man. But yeah, man.
Y'all needed one more. Y'all needed one more go round with that, man. Just this last year.
Just one last year.
Just one more year. You feel me?
I got a final score for you, Drew. I got a final score for you.
Predictions.
Yeah, man. 31-17, Canes, maybe. Let's get it. 31-17. Let me get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, I ain't touching this game. I learned my lesson.
I'm not touching the game either, bro. I'm not touching it either, bro. I'm sitting back. I'm gonna do some evaluating, but obviously I'll be a fan in this one as well. All right.
So the stat that I had, right? If you take away all of the bubble screens and the behind the line of scrimmage throws that Mertz had, bro, him and Ward got the same average, bro. I think Ward got him by a yard, bro.
Really?
Yep.
That's an interesting stat. It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we throwing away Cam Ward screens also?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we gotta throw that away too.
Yeah, throw it all away, bro.
All
right. I for whatever reason, I've just seen so much more of the ball going downfield at Washington State as compared to the Gators, but the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. So all right, keep that in mind. All right. Very excited about this next segment here. We've teased it over the course of the summer for our patrons. One more year, D-Kid. One more year, bro. One more year.
Bro, hold on.
It's like a Tyler Van Dyke situation, bro.
Plug.
Like one more year, bro.
Bro, did you see they did like a before and after, bro. They had the before Daniel Jones.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? looking like the dude that sits at the front of the classroom, the nerd. And then you had the I'm him. You know what I'm saying? Cleaned up, you know what I'm saying? Looking nice, you know what I'm saying? The ladies probably love him.
$40 million a year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But when he hit this football field, same player. Same player. Don't matter, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, again, as I mentioned, very excited to unveil this next segment, which actually features a mock draft completed by one Mr. C. Prasky, one of our Patreon members. Shout out to the Patreon gang. He actually completed a 7-round mock draft on the Couch Potato General Manager mock draft simulator. And as a member of Patreon at a certain tier, when you complete a mock draft on the Couch Potato General Manager mock draft simulator, we will actually review your mock draft live here on the Second Half Draft Show. That's Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So, Mr. C. Prasky, we will be covering your mock draft this evening. I'm finished. At any rate, listen, man, get a look at Drew Lock. You know what I'm saying? All I need Drew Lock to do is get the ball to my guy, bro. Neighbors. Let's just get the ball to the neighbors and we'll be fine. All right, let's get into Mr. C. Prasky's mock draft here. Really looking forward to this. And again, I want to encourage all of you to join us on Patreon. And obviously, there's going to be exclusive content there that you won't get otherwise. And if you do want to have your mock draft reviewed here on the Second Half Draft Show, this is the way you go about doing it. All right. So as I'm sure many of you know, Mr. C. Prasky is our resident Seattle Seahawks fan. And of course, he is on the Cam Ward bandwagon. He's actually leading the charge in terms of Cam Ward. That's his quarterback one, if I'm not mistaken. Right at the top, Cam Ward, 11th overall. What do you guys think?
I like it. I'm comfortable with it. If we're talking about Cam Ward in terms of the way that we think he'll play this season, I Seahawks might have to trade up for him because I think for me it's probably Shador. I'm a let Carson Beck live, and then it's probably Cam Ward for me, number 3. I think I gotta go back and look, but I think that's how I have it, and so they're probably gonna have to trade up for him to get him. But that means Geno Smith didn't work out. That means that I just had it up. What I do with the
Sam
I
Howell.
don't think
Sam
Geno
Howell.
was ever the long-term plan, right? So Geno, he clearly, Geno throws as pretty a football as anybody.
Right.
He obviously acquitted himself well, season before last. You know what I mean? This past season, some injuries, struggles, some inconsistency around him as well. But yeah, it's time to find that guy. It is time to find the heir apparent and the long-term solution at the position. Cam Ward was considering, actually almost went into the NFL draft, but was wooed by Mario Cristobal to come back. And I think it was the right decision in terms of being able to bolster his draft stock. And I think just in terms of talent, pure talent, as far as being able to spin the football, create, extend plays, I think he and Shador are top of the class at this juncture. You know what I mean? But there's some finer points of the game, finer points of the position that he needs to continue to work on. What again intrigues me the most about Cam Ward is his workmanship, his professional demeanor. You know what I'm saying? He's taking this very seriously. You know what I mean? And he's established himself as a leader in short order. So I think it's well within the realm of possibility that he becomes a top 15 pick. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Teams are always, although it seems like a lot of teams have kind of figured out, who their guy is going to be. Seattle's among those teams where, the long-term solution isn't already in-house, we don't think. You know what I mean? And Drew, you mentioned it. In this particular instance, Geno Smith isn't the answer. Sam Howell, you might try to catch lightning in a bottle. He doesn't necessarily work out. Cam Ward's the guy. He kind of goes back over to the West Coast where he started or I shouldn't say started, but he played at Washington State, so he's familiar with the left coast. And you build around him and that very intriguing skill set that he has. So what do you think about Cam Ward here, the fit in Seattle, Hadley?
I like it. I like it, man. I like it. Like you said, Geno, probably his last season. Like Mr. C says, he's gone either way. They're over the cap. They got to move on. They did make that trade for Sam Howell. So the quarterback room next season will probably be Sam Howell, Cam Ward. If you want to start Sam Howell and sit Cam Ward, start the season, that'll be an option for Seattle. Kind of work Cam Ward in, get him used to the playbook, get him used to the NFL speed. But yeah, I like those two quarterbacks coming into camp, having a QB battle next season. So the Seahawks definitely, I thought they might have drafted a quarterback this last season, but they opted to trade for Sam Howell instead. And so next season, I fully expect them to get a quarterback and getting one of our top 3 guys. He's my QB3 right now coming into the year, and I think people are going to wake up on Cam Ward, and yeah, he should be a top 10-ish pick. So you're just outside of the top 10. So yeah, I like the landing spot there for Seattle.
All right, on day 2, you end up here, Mr. C. Prasky, with Nazir Stackhouse and Dumas Johnson. So the interior defensive line, you're trying to shore that up with Nazir Stackhouse. The Seahawks have a ton of edges, and kind of hybrid types. So certainly pairing Stackhouse with your boy from Texas, Byron Murphy. Yeah. That's
perfect.
That's spooky inside. We just had last week. Was it last week? Yes, it was last week, right? It was last week. We did your top 10 defensive or interior defensive lineman, and Nazir Stackhouse was on that list there, Drew. What do you think about Stackhouse? What do you think his role will be at the next level?
If we're talking about him right there with Byron Murphy gonna get that. He's gonna get that 3 technique. And Stackhouse is going to be the guy who's going to be eating up space and keeping guys free, whether it be guys on the edge or Byron Murphy himself. Not free, but keeping the one-on-ones to the guys off the edge that you spoke about, and then Byron Murphy one-on-one with the guy in front of him. So I think it's a really good fit here for this football team. And then you have Jonathan Hankins, who this is his last year, and I think Jaron Reed, same thing. So it's guys too last year. So you have to get a defensive tackle if you are the Seattle Seahawks. So I think this is awesome. I love it.
So are we thinking Stackhouse, Murphy, Leonard Williams? That's the trio inside effectively?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
All right. What do you think about the draft spot here? Do you think it's a bit early for Stackhouse? Where you come out on that, Headley?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. You know,
yeah.
I like the player, but I don't know if Stackhouse is a top of the second round type of guy. I think he's maybe later second round, third round prospect. So it might be a little too early on Stackhouse, but the Leonard Williams, Byron Murphy, Stackhouse front, that looks great. So the player I like, the fit I like, I just don't know if it's the right timing in the draft. And then Dumas Johnson is the same thing. Although, you know, these are ex-Georgia guys, they were former teammates. Dumas Johnson is a physical downhill thumper, but he has limitations as well. And linebackers nowadays, with those limitations, they're not going third round. So maybe he's more of a day 3 guy. So maybe a little bit of reach for Dumas Johnson. I know Seattle needs a linebacker desperately. You lost 2 linebackers last season. You brought in Tyrell Dotson, Jerome Baker this year. But so it is a need for you guys, but I don't know about the value here with Dumas Johnson.
Holding somebody accountable, bro. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's us.
Pass the buck, bro. Pass the buck. I love it, Mr. C. That's how you do it.
But those are physical players, though. 2 physical players. I like Stackhouse. But maybe later in the second, early third, maybe you could have traded down there. And then Dumas Johnson. I look at him more as a day 3 guy.
Bro, you really said that, bro? Trade it down, bro.
Can't trade down.
Never scroll down. Never scroll down. Josh Connerly here in the 4th round out of Oregon. So obviously Oregon is a team that, you know, has very high expectations this season. Your thoughts on Connerly? Where do you think Connerly's a guy that's going to kind of push his way into that day 2 conversation? I wonder because tackle is, I don't know, after the very top guys, it kind of gets muddy. The water's getting muddied a bit here at the tackle position. What do you think about Connerly? What do you think? How do you think it shakes out? What about the fit here? I'm assuming Charles Cross is still your left tackle. Connerly slides in at the right tackle because your boy, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. His name's escaping me.
It's escaping me right now too.
Is it Lucas?
Abraham Lucas.
Abraham Lucas, yes.
Lucas. Yeah.
The injuries.
Damn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's too big for his body, bro.
I think Connerly could be a riser. I think he could be a riser with a good 2024 season. I think his pass game technique needs a little work. He kind of ducks his head a little bit. You can't block what you can't see. You got to keep your head up. He did allow a lot of pressures last season, 15 pressures, a bit forward leaning. So he has some things to work on, but the size, when he leads with his hands, the length, he has all of that in the run game. He can get after it. He can attach at the second level, fire out of his stance. So he does well in the run game. I think pass game technique, if he can improve upon that, I think he could be a day 2 guy. So I like the value here. I like the fit because, like you said, Abraham Lucas can't stay healthy. Put him as your right tackle opposite Charles Cross. So I like the Connerly pick here for Seattle.
Yeah, I think he's a riser because I have more negatives than I have positives about him. I think he's a really good mover in terms of, like you said, Headley, getting to a spot or getting out on that second, third level. He passes off blocks very, very well and clean. He finds that free guy or he's able to kind of slide guys over to the next guy and pick up his guy. But I got here, he has late hands that could be high or low. I'm not sure what the issue is there in terms of what they're teaching. And I have here as well. What I got here. He doesn't stick.
Bro.
What? What?
How you know it's digital?
They're on a sticky.
Oh.
Sticky. How many stickies
No.
you got, bro?
I got.
You
Well,
got
I got not like written down sticky.
The sticky notes on the desktop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you.
Smart, bro. Smart.
Man.
Yeah, he's. I got doesn't stick and drive on the run plays when he finally makes that contact. Lacking a little bit of aggressiveness to me in the run game. So he has more room to grow and more things to work on, but he definitely has a chance to rise up, and he's going to be plays for, I think it's for Oregon. And he's, I mean, like you said, there's 2 or 3. I think it's after the 3rd or 4th tackle, it kind of gets muddy, and then you got guys who can kind of make that climb. And he's going to be on a good football team. In terms of Oregon, they're going to make some noise. They're going to cause some problems in that Big Ten, and he has an opportunity to jump on that bandwagon and ride it all the way up. So.
Yeah, I think he's one of the more intriguing prospects along the offensive line in terms of the fluctuation we might see with his draft stock, right? Obviously playing with a good team, a talented individual, but there are things that he needs to work on. It's just after you get past the Kelvin Banks, the Will Clevelands, Emory Jones, once you get past the first 4 to 5 tackles, the waters get muddied. Like there's a lot to flesh out in terms of, okay, who are the next guys? How does the next tier kind of stack up? So definitely keep an eye on Connerly there, but definitely a need, as Mr. C. Prasky pointed out here at right tackle. Jimmy Horn Jr., Headley, you mentioned it earlier. We saw flashes last year. He looked like he had another gear last night. He looked like everybody was kind of stuck in 4th while he was in 5th. You know what I mean? And I don't know exactly how you would deploy him. I think you want JSN in the slot. You know what I mean? But he's a very interesting prospect. And given the opportunity to work out of a team slot in that 11 personnel, or when you go 4 wide, whatever the case may be, he could be a difference maker. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. Big time difference maker, man. Slot dynamo, very creative after the catch. Like you said, he had that 5th gear, so he's fast. He's blazing. And once he has the ball in his hand, he's like a running back. Very slippery, very elusive, especially in those small areas. He'll stop on the dime, and you see it in his route running also. He's a guy that could beat zone or man. It doesn't matter if it's zone or man. He could beat it. He could route you up in man. He could find the soft spots in zone. He made catches in traffic. I like his feistiness across the middle of the football field, slot phase. He tracks the ball really well. To me, he's complete. The size is the only thing with Jimmy Horn Jr. He's not the biggest guy, so he might be relegated to the slot. And like you said, they got JSN. I actually think JSN could go outside also. Okay. I don't think JSN is a slot guy like a Jimmy Horn Jr. I think he's versatile to do both. So we're looking at DK Metcalf, JSN, and Jimmy Horn Jr. in the slot for Cam Ward. So that's a good start, man. That's a good start to your offense right there. So I like what Mr. C is doing to the offense side of the football here in Seattle.
So I think with Jimmy, that may be one of the things we want to look at to see if they play him outside. They probably won't. They're probably going to keep him where he should be, which is in the slot this year for Colorado. But it'd be interesting to see what that looks like on the outside. I do have here in my notes, can he release in press coverage? And a lot of teams probably not going to be able to see that this year, unfortunately. But with them boys in the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I mean, he's everything you said he was, Headley. I just wonder if you think he could play the Z, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I think
JSN.
You think that's JSN role?
I think he could play the Z.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at it. I was going to disagree, but if we're moving JSN outside, I'm with the pick. I'm okay with it.
Dana, I think for the Discord, at least initially, the thought is to center our fantasy football content, our dynasty football content via Discord. So it's an area that we haven't completely fleshed out just yet as it relates to the Patreon, but for initial purposes, and you'll start to see that information start to trickle in here, or that particular medium, leveraging it will start to trickle in. You'll see it represented on the Patreon, but it'll be primarily for Dynasty as a start. All right, let's get to this final selection here of Mr. C. Prasky's for his Seattle Seahawks. Jay Knott, He had to get his guy. That's his guy. Stamp it. Stamp it. And
So
when you think about the attrition that happens at the running back position, right? It's always prudent to add a capable ball carrier to the mix. Now, I know we all have kind of differing opinions as it relates to Jaden. I think he has phenomenal feet, bro. I think the guy has phenomenal feet, right? I dare say Quorum-ish type feet. That may be a little bullish, a little bit more bullish than I should be. But there's some film that I've seen of Otts that really impressed me. And with Walker, certainly you need a running mate in this day and age in terms of the running back position to keep you guys healthy. Charbonnet, I just don't know if Charbonnet is going to stay healthy, right? At the end of
his
the
running
day,
style, bro.
His running style. That's my point. I just don't know that he's going to be able to stay healthy enough to be able to make a difference. I know the previous, well, it's seemingly the same regime, but I know they like him. And I know they like him. There's been all this, chatter about him, really siphoning some of Kenneth Walker's workload, but I just don't see it. I think Walker's a superior back. I think Jay Knott would be a very nice addition to this backfield. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it a lot, man. And he's a guy who, he can take on contact, but he's kind of one of those guys when contact's incoming. You talk about Charbonnet, who doesn't mind taking on contact. He'll even invite some of it. That's not necessarily how Ott works. He'll take on some contact, but he's willing to make that last second move to either make the defender miss or just make it tough to tackle him. I said it 2 weeks ago. He's like trying to get a grip on that heavy, oddly shaped furniture you're trying to move out the house, bro. Like you head down the stairs and you drop it because you can't keep your grip, bro. So it's so that's something that he makes it hard for defenders to take him down. But yeah, I agree, man. Great feet, and I think it'd be a good addition. I know that's you gotta, if that's a stamped guy, he got to be on the squad somewhere. One of these picks, bro. So.
Yeah, especially for your last pick.
Yeah,
that's easy.
For sure.
Get the most talented guy.
Definitely.
And don't forget about Kenny McIntosh too. He's on the roster too. I like what I saw from him out of Georgia, catch the ball out the backfield. So if Charbonnet doesn't stay healthy, like you're saying, and Kenneth Walker dealt with his injuries as well, I think McIntosh should come in and get some carries for Seattle as well.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic about McIntosh as well, right? In this instance, Jay Knott is a new shiny toy, but they clearly liked McIntosh as well, right? We got a chance to see him in Mobile at the Senior Bowl, and he certainly has a well-rounded skill set. So we'll see how it plays out. Mr. C. Prasky, we appreciate you. We appreciate you providing this mock draft here, leveraging the tool. We're going to continue to work on it, continue to enhance it. Again, if you're interested in seeing your mock draft here on the Second Half Draft Show, have us review it live. Join the Patreon, and then complete a mock draft on our simulator. You can see the website here, draftapp.couchpotatogm.com, and then submit it to us, and we'll be sure to review it online. Another thing I wanted to mention, I haven't even shared this with the guys, but Mr. C. Prasky actually suggested this during last draft cycle, and that's a competitor in a sense, but you know what I'm saying? We are very much comfortable in our own skin as it relates to our NFL draft content. PFN, Pro Football Network, they have a mock draft simulator as well, and they made an enhancement in their last big round of enhancements that allows multiple users to mock draft at the same time, right? And I want to, and we'll address this via the Patreon, but I just want to let the patrons who are listening know that we're going to set up a mock draft where the patrons join us, and we're going to mock draft head to head. All right, we'll select which team we'll represent, and we'll work through a couple rounds. So be on the lookout for that as well. All right, parting shots before we get into this football-laden long holiday weekend.
Yeah, I want to talk about the game that is Monday. It's LSU versus USC, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we talked about the guy with the two last names, the USC quarterback,
Miller
Moss
Moss.
Miller.
Miller Moss.
Miller Moss? No, it's Moss Miller, bro.
Miller Moss.
It's Miller Moss?
Miller Moss. Yeah.
That ain't, is it? I thought it was Moss Miller. It's Miller Moss? You sure?
That's Miller. Yeah, it's Miller Moss.
Hold up, bro. I don't believe you, though.
Am I wrong? I thought it
No.
was Miller Moss.
It's Miller
Oh,
Moss.
you're right. You're right. My bad. Miller Moss. We talked about him in terms of him playing in, was that bowl game? Who were they playing against? I forget.
It was a good defense.
Yeah.
I forgot. Man, memory, bro.
Yeah, that's terrible. But
was it Pittsburgh?
Was it? Nah, it wasn't Pitt.
Nah, it wasn't Pittsburgh.
Defense.
But he lit it up. I mean, he was. Yeah, I think he had
Louisville.
Yeah, that's what it was. He had about 3 bad plays, and the rest of it was stellar.
The ACC team.
It wasn't the moment wasn't too big for him. Now, like I said before, he had months to kind of prepare because we knew Caleb obviously wasn't playing in that. Them boys knew for a minute that he was going to be gone and they weren't going to make it to the college football playoffs, so there was no point. So he had probably months to prepare for that game, and he looked like he was ready. And here we go again. He's even got more time to actually prepare for what's coming versus LSU. And last year, LSU, we talked about the defense was awful. And I think did they get a new defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken? I can't remember, but
who's that? USC?
No. They
LSU?
were terrible too. LSU. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, but that's a guy I'm going to be watching. He's a guy who I'm looking to kind of I'm trying to push him up the quarterback draft board, but I got to see a lot more. From him, but I love the poise. Headley, you talked about in terms of his ability to kind of back up in the pocket, not panic, and still be able to get the football down the field. Looks like he has a strong arm, so that's one guy I'm going to be looking at. And then we can talk about Harold Perkins all day long in terms of how LSU will deploy him and what that looks like. All day long.
Off-ball linebacker that rushes on obvious passing downs, bro. That's what he is.
That's
who be at the next level.
You know who didn't get enough of that treatment this past? What was it? Yesterday. Kamen Rucker from UNC.
How come we doing this thing though?
No, they didn't give him enough though. They didn't give him enough.
Yeah. I'll stay in that game too. Is my last shot. You talked about Miller Moss and how terrible that LSU defense looked last season. Well, USC defense, like you said, didn't look good either. And the other quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, he's getting a lot of buzz right now. I think Kyron Lacey is going to be a name that's going to be moving up draft boards as well, the wide receiver from LSU. So it should be an offensive game with LSU versus USC on Monday night. So it should be a lot of fireworks. And I think one of these guys, Gary Nussmeier and Miller Moss, those are the 2 guys that could work their way up this quarterback class, could get into the top 5. I got Miller Moss already in my top 5 off of 1 game. So I'm early on the bandwagon. So we'll see what he does when defense is game plan for him.
Take the over in that game, bro.
Take the over in that one. All right. Be sure to check us out at couchpotatogm.com. That's the landing spot to get to us on any of our platforms, including Patreon, the Mock Draft Simulator, and of course here on YouTube. For Headley, Drew, this is Juice. You guys have a great and safe weekend. We will see you guys next week.